Hey Garrett, how you doing? All right, I got your work up. Actually, I got the file up right here. You know what? This is tough. I can't really zoom in. Otherwise, this is what I get. I get this giant. I think it's better to submit a PDF. I do. I think that's a little more control. So right now, let's go ahead and take a look. So what we have here is we've got it's a good start. You're understanding how to create hierarchy based on emphasis and emphasis based on grouping, proximity, weight, and scale. Okay, so we start out with identical text on all four compositions, right? And then all we do is we build hierarchy based on these techniques. And the technique is hierarchy is based on grouping. So this is good, but I think one anomaly here is that this is forced over to the right. Let's just go ahead and get that in line here. Okay, and then the second composition, we're introducing one new size and one new weight. So there's your new size, there's your new weight. I would bold that too, just to emphasize further that weight. The top of this is center aligned, and I think it would be better for you, a better practice for you for the duration of this class to just try to avoid any kind of center alignment. And the reason I say that is because we're learning the grid in this class, right? And we don't employ the grid on the center alignment. We just take our elements, center them, and put them in the center of the page. No grid needed, right? So I think it's much better practice to avoid center alignment, even though you've got mixed alignment here. You've got center along with left. Just try that to an alternative to the center alignment. Try to base your hierarchy based on a different sort of alignment than center, and then also watch your negative space and how you can use negative space as a design element. And I'll show you some examples in a second. In the third, I think this is a good, but you've got multiple. With you don't really have multiple. Contrast in weight and scale in the third. You want to be, I mean, if you're introducing a new weight, do it. I mean, or a new weight or a new scale, definitely do it, but don't be timid about it because right now it almost looks like some of these are the same, right? So if you're going to introduce a bigger size, make sure that it's bigger. If you're going to introduce a new scale, make sure it's bolder. I mean, a new weight. You know what I'm saying? Um, so try that, and I'll show you some examples. Now the fourth one, there's a couple of things that you've used in the fourth. It doesn't look like all of the text is in the fourth one, and you check to make sure all the text is. Remember, we want to start with identical text in all four compositions. That way, we're comparing apples to apples. So in the fourth composition, though, we have this requirement to crop the car. The car should be in black and white, and this is in the assignment page. Cars in black and white, it should be cropped from its background and it should bleed in two areas. Okay. Also, you don't want to introduce any. This horizontal rule right here is actually creating hierarchy, and we want to create all of our hierarchy based on typography and not visual elements. Okay, so just keep working. There's a couple of areas I want you to concentrate on. The course announcements, of course, are very, very important. This week's course announcement, there's a ton of resources in here that'll help you with your final submission. Also, this is a great example of the final submission and what it might look like. Conversely, over here, this is fantastic, and I'm in the week 3 presentation page. But right down here, this shows you exactly how to do this assignment. I mean, exactly. Introducing new weights, new scales. So this is just a wonderful way to determine how to approach this assignment. So I want you to review this. This is also covered on page 101 of the textbook, so you definitely want to review that as well. Okay, so as I said, I think it's a good start. A few little areas we need to work on, but if you have any questions, let me know. But it's a good start. And I think the great thing here is you are developing an understanding of how you want to guide your viewer through the composition based on emphasis. Okay? All right, great. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thanks, Garrett.